Hey guys, this is Kirop speaking, and today we are in Pro Cycling Manager 2020, and indeed, the new version of Pro Cycling Manager, the one that I'm playing right now, is going to come out on June the 4th. And that is tomorrow from the point of view of recording this video. Anyway, what does this new version contain? And well, there is this nice handy little button in there, and of course you are probably wondering, is it worth buying or not? And let me give you, after having played a few hours of it already, let me give you your first impressions after checking this one out. So the biggest change for this year's edition seems to be the morale system, and I've already had a little bit of contact to it, but not that much yet. It requires a few hours of play for sure, and the morale system is that your top riders, specifically your top riders, also the others, but for those it's the most important obviously, they do have some requirements for you to fulfill, for them to be happy, as in team roles and what kinds of races they want to race. And if they are nice and happy, then their morale is high, and if the morale is high, they will be performing a little bit better in the races. Their race day condition will be improved from morale. So that seems to be an interesting feedback loop right there. So if you and also, of course, they are going to stay with your team or be more easily taken over to the next year for the new contract negotiations. So that seems to be a cool feature. I wonder how micromanagey it will get if you're managing big teams, but if it's really just focusing on the main riders, then I think this is quite a intriguing addition. Should be playing well if it's implemented well. So that would be interesting to find out. New dashboard design, race planning assistant just to speed things up a bit, sure. AI improvements in the races, with the leaders being more aggressive. That sounds great because they were a little passive in the past. And race day conditions do vary more. I don't know if that is a good thing or not. Because it is, like I've always talked about, the mitigation of risks is one of the skills that you would want to have in a player of a strategy game, and I would consider Pro Cycling Manager to be such a strategy game. And if there is no way to mitigate the risks, then I don't know if this is a good thing. It's like, yeah, greater surprises. If you are on the short end of that shit stick, then you don't you're not going to find that very pleasant, are you? Like I always say, it's stage 20 in the Tour de France, and you roll a -3 or something on your race day condition, and basically you're fucked at that point. Is that a good thing? I don't think so. Some others might disagree. Anyway, next one. Numerous pages in the career mode, yes, have been redesigned. That's cool. It looks quite sleek, actually. And new race routes. And that's basically it. And if you are wondering, where is the new features or improvements to Pro Cyclist Mode, then you are correct in asking that question, because there are none listed here apart from the general ones. The improved AI, I'm looking forward to that one. And, of course, race day condition. Basically, they have tweaked one value. I don't know why that is a feature in here. Because you just increase the sigma of your Gaussian distribution. That's really not a big thing. But maybe it plays like a big thing. Who knows? And there might be other dependencies in there, which I have not yet seen. But that's basically it. So, what would I say? Is this version worth buying the way it is presented here? If you have skipped buying it for a while, and you're playing the career mode, then I would say definitely, as that seems to be quite in-depth improvements that go into a storytelling, cool direction, and that's not a bad thing, is it? If I was the person who was playing career a lot, then I would sure as hell very much appreciate this feature. if it is done well. And maybe I'm going to play career mode at some point. It's tickling me. There's some little feeling in there that we need to start Dickie McSpeck's Dirty Dozen and and conquer the world with them. On the other hand, we of course have the Pro Cyclist mode, and then you ask, is it worth buying for what? For this? Then I would say nah, come on. There's not much change there. So if you have the 2019 edition already, which introduced a lot of new features that are completely imbalanced, as I've pointed out in the past, if you like easy games, or you're not a veteran of the series and you don't mind normal difficulty games, then you haven't quite figured everything out yet, then if you don't have the 2019 edition, then I would say yes, it is worth it. If you have it, then definitely not, no, because there are too little changes in here. But yeah, I'm going to play it regardless, because it is, all of that aside, let's not forget that Pro Cycling Manager, the way it is, with all its flaws, is still a fantastic game. And we are complaining a lot, but that is because we love the game a lot. Another thing I'm looking forward to is racing the Tour de France 2020, which, let's be honest, probably won't happen. For reasons. Reasons with capital letters, I guess. And the capital letters start with C. Yeah, that's a shame. So this is the new dashboard they have been talking about, and I've just started a wee little test campaign, career mode, and the dashboard looks quite handy. The planning is simple enough to do, and yeah, I quite like the functionality of the UI and such. I've not played the 2019 career mode, so I can't really tell much of the difference, so I'm not a good source for seeing what all things are new. But here we have the morale system, and there is some more info on morale and such in every rider's info, and of course race results and other events are going to impact morale, and they all start out at normal, it seems. Also, their training schedule really fucking sucks. I can do a lot better planning than this, but yeah, it is in there, and you can see in their 3 periods where they have their race goals, or the target races for which they have the fitness peak. This is a manually created team, by the way, that's why we have so few riders. Equipment has not changed to my knowledge, not much. Training camps, nothing particular there. I really hope they fix the damn calendar bugs in Pro Cyclist mode. And from my first few hours of playing a Pro Cyclist, I have the impression that very little has changed in that regard, if anything at all. It seems to be all the same, and unfortunately, if we just continue on with our little baroudeur here, unfortunately, the skill tree doesn't seem to be changed. And with doesn't seem to be changed, I mean, like, absolutely nothing. I'm playing, though, the preview version, which seems to be a little older. So maybe they have done tweaks, but not even any numbers have changed in here, which we have been, when I say we, it was Benji and I, have been criticizing for their complete imbalance. And I've shown in my Let's Plays how easy it is to win Grand Tours choosing the worst potential on extreme difficulty with a rider that is not allowed to use any of these brokenly overpowered, partially, and underpowered in some other regards, skills without using energy gel. Then yeah, there's something wrong with balance, I would think. Okay, cool, yes, I'm a veteran, I know the game mechanics inside out, but still, that still means it's lacking challenge for those who seek it. But overall, I still like the tree, the skill tree, or the skill system in general. It is just, at the moment, not tweaked the right way. And changes would be so easy. It's just about changing a few numbers in here, not the mechanics itself, just tweak the numbers a bit, and we have discussed this plenty. So what to expect from Pro Cyclist Mode is still ultra fast progression, and within 3 seasons you should be at the top of the world. If not, you're not playing it well, I would think. Or maybe you found a difficulty setting above the ones that exist. I don't know. Is Pro Cyclist Mode fun? Am I going to play it this year? The answer to this is yes and yes. So you can be looking forward to another little weird Let's Play. Probably need to choose something with a bit more of a bite towards the finish line after the last Let's Play, which will be finishing. I've recorded all the episodes, they're coming out, and because they are so similar to Pro Cycling Manager 2020, basically no difference for Pro Cyclist Mode after all, I recommend you watch my 2019 Let's Plays of Pro Cyclist Mode if you haven't already, because those were great. One thing that seems to have changed a little bit is, apart from we actually having a mountain stage on day 2, that's quite cool. Apart from having all the new stages in, which is awesome, we do have some changes or slight tweaking to the time trial stuff in there. I'm not sure if it's actually tweaked or if they just changed the dynamic range of it. I think it's the latter, so you can expect choosing some different numbers than before, but all the principles are still the same, everything still applies. I might be doing a video on this, but let me show you what I mean. So here we have a time trial, which would have been a famous one if it actually happened in real life, but this one is 35 kilometers long, almost 36, and has a massive mountain towards the end. It's a well-known climb, La Planche de Belleville, and that one, usually in the last version you would have saved lots of energy at the start and raced probably around 72-ish. Then here's 75 down here in the profile where I'm showing, and then save some more energy up there, and then use your rest up here. Probably riding 75, 77 if you can. And now, this one is, you're going like, what is it, 70, 73, 74 in the flat, and then really power up these slopes. I'm going to show you that. Alright, so look at this. We've been riding a constant 73. That would have been about normal use of energy, if not, saving a little bit of energy in the previous version. And here we've barely used any of it. Also his heart rate is quite a bit lower than usual. Now for this bit I'm going to set it at 78. And let's see what happens. Now you see it basically, it keeps pace with the progress of the stage, more or less. And we're going over the top, saving some more energy, into the flat. I'm just going to keep the 75 there, and you see how much energy we have saved up already. Krushvik is up next, and he will be interesting too. There we go, and now here comes the climb, the wall. And in the previous version, you would never, ever have used, for such a long climb, this is still 5.6 kilometers worth of very steep climbing, you would have never used anything beyond 77. But here, it's more like, yeah, let's go 95, mate. And you can see him grind away, and indeed that is not too hard a pace, which is a little odd. But now comes the kicker. This is all not really intentional. And that is the weird bit. That's the frustrating bit. Maybe it's the random-ass game bit. I don't know, we even have to set it to 99 now for him to use up the energy. And we still can't spend it all. So, yeah. That has never happened before in Pro Cycling Manager. Anyway, I have done some looking into this, and I can tell you that some of the shorter time trials can only be raced at like 75 to 77, even flat ones, 10 kilometer long. So, yeah, but this one, yeah, no problem. They can race it at 90, up to 95. Something really odd there. I don't know if this is intentional or not, but I just wanted to let you know that there is a little bit of a difference there. If it is intentional or not, it doesn't matter. There is a difference. All right. I think that should be it, though. I'm looking forward to creating some content in video form for this game, and hope to see you there. Hope you enjoyed, and see you guys next time.